all those sharp edges on those identities just kind of drop away, and they're just not important anymore because you're no longer defined by them. You know, you're no longer defined by your sexuality. Yeah. It's just what you do sometimes. Yeah. There's a lot, you know, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with any of it as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. It's just what people do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's not something, you know, that needs to be defended or anything else as far as I can see. Yeah. Anything else on that? I mean, is that whole belief and faith thing flat for you? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so just go with what you know. I am. Mm-hmm. I am. If you were to say I am not, it would be obviously not true to everybody because we can see you.
Right.
Right. So yeah. And you shine. Okay. Mm-hmm. So anything more? Any more questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions?
Keep telling the world.
Yeah, keep telling the world?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Your gift.
Thank you. Yeah, as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we're making these videos is because, I mean, I didn't meet Gangaji for a year after I, started watching her videos. It's kind of a funny story. I went up to Mill Valley to see her. There was a big meeting there, and I had, I basically had made pretty much a miraculous recovery from the stroke I had, but when I got there, I wasn't real comfortable talking in front of that many people, so I was trying to get my story straight before I went up on stage because, from the videos I'd learned that she would usually take people, she would ask if this is the first time you've seen her, and then she'd want to talk to you right away, give you an opportunity. So in the beginning, we raised our hands, maybe 7 or 8 of us in a group of maybe 200-300. And so this guy came up, it was his turn. He came up, and I had this whole thing in my head about the stroke and how I was recovering, and I was watching her videos, and I was so thankful, and it's the truth, So here comes this guy up on the stage, and he's dragging a leg, and he's just completely screwed up. And obviously, his stroke was 20 times worse than mine was, and he'd been at it for a while, and he was recovered probably as well as he was going to be. And he got up on the stage, and they got the camera on him, and there they had a big screen, showing the video at the same time it was being taken. And the guy was just shining, he was just like on fire with love. And he told my exact same story, almost word for word. And he drug himself off the stage, got in his wheelchair, and got down off there. And Gangaji looked down at me and gave me the come on, go ahead. I just looked at her and I just shook my head. I mean, I was completely blasted. I didn't get a chance to thank her in person for another 6 months, but it was pretty amazing, just how that worked. I thought that it was really a big deal until I saw him, and I just all I realized was how lucky I was. Yeah. And yet he was shining. Just totally in love, just living. And that's kind of the way you tell if you're living who you are. I know the Advaitists, if they see this tape, will say, oh no, no, you don't have any qualities. But I say that the human organism with its brain and with its personas, the natural, to me, I just believe that and the word believe, that the joy is the love of being is so strong that all of this is arising from this love, and there's no escaping this love, as long as you're in a body. So that's the way I would say with that. The only way you can, I don't believe in sin, I just believe in ignorance. And the ignorance that, they call it avidya, we're just, we're ignorant of who we are, and thus we aren't participating in our own joy. But that can be corrected by just taking a look. And it may be a long look and it may be many looks, but finally if you're willing to look, you'll see. Yeah. You'll know. So, anyway, I want to thank you all for satsang, and at the end I like to sit for a little while and just not just rush right into activity, just let this settle, this knowingness. Right now it's possible for you to know yourself as you are. So let's just be still. Thank you for satsang. Thank you. You're very welcome. Yeah.
That's fun.
Being is good.